Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for yoga this evening. So for our reflection, I wanted to offer a write-up by a yoga therapist named Beth Gibbs called Joy as a Spiritual Practice, 3 Ways to Fill Your Joy Tank. She goes, sometimes your joy is the sound of your smile, but sometimes your smile can be the source of your joy. And that was from Thich Nhat Hanh, who was a Vietnamese Buddhist writer and thinker and a very spiritual person who influenced millions of people across the world. So now we'll continue with what Beth Gibbs wrote. Think of a joy tank as a mental construct you fill with your attitude, choices, and actions. Here are 3 steps that can help the process along. Number 1, build in time during your day to be a human being instead of a human doing. I can relate. Too many of us rush around trying to do everything that we think needs doing or that others tell us needs to be done. Stopping for a moment to do nothing is often seen as a waste of time. But taking time to rest and restore is how you take your power back and get centered. Okay, number 2, tickle your funny bone. There is plenty of research that shows the benefits of laughing. Laughing a few times a day will help you deal with the little daily glitches, snags, and stressors we all encounter. Laughter is a welcome ripple in the lake of contentment. And then number 3 is find a creative outlet. It can be anything you're drawn to, from painting, knitting, writing, gardening, or scrapbooking, to name just a few. Science is still uncovering proof that creativity, in whatever form you are drawn to, is helpful for managing stress, boosting your immune system, and is beneficial for your overall mental health and well-being. I'd like to add one more, and that is to take a walk, or tend a garden, or be outside in nature. Listen to the sounds and feel the sun, and it will fill your heart with joy. So now let's fill our heart with a little joy here in yoga as well. So find a comfortable place to sit on the floor, on your mat, on a chair. Let your hands be in front of your legs. As you hug in a little bit, let the tops of your shoulders soften. See if you can feel your spine, your backbone growing tall. And feel the crown of your head is going up to the ceiling. As if the spine from your sitting bones up to the crown of your head is like the center. And the rest of you is gathered around wherever you are right now. See if you can settle into that feeling. Bring your awareness to your breath. Notice as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And just notice, just be with your breath. Our breath is our key to our nervous system, where we can tap in and dial it down when we're feeling stressed or overloaded or worried. Tuning into our breath can bring us back to a place of stillness and contentment. And now bring your hands to your belly. Let your belly soften. And as you breathe in, let it round. As you breathe out, let you feel like those muscles are going back towards your spine. Inhale, feeling your abdomen round as the diaphragm descends as you inhale. And as you exhale, the diaphragm comes back up, space. Your abdominal muscles come back in. So feel yourself breathing this way. Now take your hands, fingers are in front, thumbs are behind, and bring them around your lower ribs, right above your waist. And now as you're breathing, notice when you inhale, your hands move, your lower ribs are flaring out a little bit. And as you exhale, they're coming back in. And notice that movement. And now, if you'd like, let's inhale through the nose. Exhale through a little space between your lips. And hear the sound. Feel the movement in your chest cavity as you inhale and exhale. Let your hands rest in your lap. Keep this breath going. I like to pretend I have a little jar of bubbles and I'm blowing bubbles through the little wand. Just be aware of what happens as you focus on your breath. Is your exhale getting longer? How does that feel on the inside? Our exhales expand, helps us to calm the nervous system. So let's keep a focus on our breathing as we go through our practice. As we inhale and exhale. And since this is your practice, I'm your guide, but this is your practice, please inhale and exhale at your own pace, at a pace that is comfortable for you. And please notice that if anything we do feels uncomfortable in your body, you can skip it, you can just not do it, or you can give it 30% effort instead of 100% effort. Honor your body so that your yoga practice feels beneficial to you. Let's add some movement to our breath. So let's, on your next inhale, reach your arms out, up and overhead. And then exhale, let your arms kind of float down. You can soften your elbows if that feels good. Inhaling, arms are coming up, and exhaling. Go down, down. This time as you inhale, can you feel your shoulder blades opening back? Exhale, shoulder blades are coming together. Let's do two more. One more like this. Now we're going to inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, let your right hand come down to your mat, and then with your left arm overhead, take a bend to the right. Move that right hand out a little bit, wherever it feels comfortable. We're taking 3 or 4 breaths here. Feel the opening along the left rib cage. One more breath. Sit up, your right arm up to meet the left. And on your exhale, bring the left hand down. Right arm's overhead, and we're taking a bend to the left. Make space on it, right side. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then inhale, both arms up and overhead. Bring your arms shoulder height. Reaching your arms out, let your tops of your shoulders soften. You're going to inhale. Exhale, turn to the right and let your fingertips come down. So now your left hand's in front, right hand is behind. Let's take 3 or 4 breaths right here. Let the tops of your shoulders soften. Take a breath coming up and down your spine. Feel free to take that left hand to your right knee, right leg, wherever it may feel comfortable. You can even bring that left hand to your right shoulder. One more breath. And then let's turn and face the front. That's how you feel. And then inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, let your arms come shoulder height. So the shoulders are softening. Inhale again, exhale. Take a turn to the left. Let your fingertips come down. Spine is tall. So the shoulders soften. Looking over to the left, maybe taking your right hand to your left knee, to your left shoulder. Let's take 2 more breaths. Come back and face the front. We're going to bring the fingertips down and walk your fingertips forward until you feel comfortable distance, and then soften your elbows and notice how this feels. Are you feeling some tension in your lower back? Just take it nice and easy. Bring your hands back. Just for that. Maybe let your head be heavy. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Come up, walk your fingertips back. Bring your hands behind your hips. If you can let your fingertips face forward towards your hips. You can put your hands down and then lift your chest. Lift open across your collarbones. Lift your chin. Take 2 more breaths here. Your hands roll up, come back up to sitting. So we've just moved our spine in 6 directions. We did Bending to the right, to the left, side to side, turning to the right and to the left. And then we brought the chest forward and back. Good. So those are the 6 directions of the spine. And now let's come around to hands and knees. And we're going to continue breathing up and down the spine. So let your knees be under your hips, your wrists under your shoulders, and step your hands up a couple inches and spread your fingers. If your knees are sensitive, feel free to make a fold in your mat or put a folded blanket under your knees. Then when you're ready, we're going to breathe up and down the spine. So on your inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your chin, and on your exhale, let the spine round up to the ceiling and tuck your chin in. Inhaling, spine is going to reach towards the floor. Exhale, going to reach towards the ceiling. Good. Move one vertebra at a time. Cat and cow. One more inhale. One more exhale. Good. Then come to an even spine. Make some circles with your hips. Whatever direction feels good to you. And maybe your circles get bigger and bigger. Maybe your elbows get involved. Come towards your mat. Wherever you are, take a pause and take your circles in the other direction. One more circle. One more breath. Good. All right, back to hands and knees. Now we're going to inhale, bring your shoulders forward, and exhale, let the tops of your feet come down and bring your hips towards your heels. Good. And then inhale, lift your hips up, bring your shoulders forward. Exhale, hips back toward your heels. Good. Big inhale. Exhale back. Let's do that one more time. Now let's take a pause here in child's pose. You can cross your arms, rest your head. Let your head rest on your arms. You feel yourself breathing as your chest rests on your thighs. Maybe you can feel yourself, maybe you can feel your back move as you breathe. Shoulder blades moving out a little bit on the inhale, coming back on the exhale. Now we're going to come forward. We're going to come forward, lay down, bring yourself down with your forearms down, your elbows under your shoulders, your tops of your feet are down. Now press your hands into the floor. Feel as if your arms, your elbows could come back towards the sides of your torso, sides of your ribs. And then soften that position. Let's do that again. So feel like you can draw your arms back. You're breathing in and out. That's soft. Let's do it one more time. Good, good, good. All right, now we're going to come all the way down. You can cross your arms, let your forehead rest on your arms. All right. So now let's bring the arms down by your sides. And we're going to lift the fingertips back and lift your chin and your shoulders off. And then exhale, lower down. Let your right cheek come down so you're looking over your left shoulder. Then inhale, lift your shoulders and your chin, reaching your hands back, and exhale, lower down, let your left cheek come down, look over your right shoulder. Let's do that again. So inhaling, reaching your hands back, lifting up, exhale down. And then inhale, lifting up, exhale, looking over the other shoulder. Good. Bring your hands back up to your shoulders. And we're going to press into the hands, curl up into cobra pose. You don't have to straighten your arms. Don't worry about, or don't even think of straightening your arms. Just lifting up and lowering back down. Like you're lifting the spine. And then lowering back down. Strengthening your back. Opening across your collarbones. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Good. Now let's reach the arms out to the side. We're going to inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, lower down. This time we're going to lift the arms and we're going to lift the legs, even just an inch or two off the floor. So inhale, lift. Let's move the legs about 12 inches apart, about mat width apart. So inhale, lifting the arms, lifting the legs as if you're flying or floating. And exhale down. Let's do that 2 more times. This is locust, a variation. Good. Good. One more time. Strengthening your back. Good. Lower down. Let's cross the arms. Rest your head. And just let yourself take a couple breaths, focusing in, letting everything go. Good. Now, we're going to come up to child's pose. So bring your hands under your shoulders, up to hands and knees. And this time, let your knees be mat width apart, toes come together, sink your hips back, and find child's pose. Can you reach your arms forward now in child's pose? And then come up on your fingertips and take your arms over to the right. Feel that lengthening along the left side of your body. Good. And then walk your fingertips across to the left side. And breathe. Find the lengthening on the right side. Walk your fingertips back. So we're coming back to hands and knees. And the hands are under your shoulders. Let's turn the toes under. Turn your toes under. Lift up. Bring your hips back. See if you can let your heels approach your mat. Now we get the downward facing dog. Good. You can bend one knee and then the other knee. That lengthening in the back of the heel, the ankle. And now walk your hands forward. Walk your feet forward, your hands back, and come into a forward fold and just let yourself soften forward. Bend your knees. All right, now bend your knees, bend your hips, and bring your arms. Let your arms fold under your knees. and let your chest rest on your thighs. Put your hands back with your palms up. Forward, we're going to take 4 breaths to come up. So that was 1. Exhale, the arms back, palms up. Inhale, come up a little bit more. That's 2. Exhale, arms back. Almost to straighten. That's number 3. Exhale down. This time come all the way up. Good. Let your arms come down. Oh. And just take a minute to make any clothing adjustments and get yourself kind of shaken out a little bit. So shake out your legs, shake out your arms. Good. Shake out your shoulders. Let your arms go side to side. Step out your legs. Let everything loosen. All right. Good. All right. We're going to do some big movements here. So inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Reach the right arm up and the left arm long on the sides. Right arm, left arm. Good. Now on your next exhale, we're going to bring the right arm down, left arm overhead. Let's take a couple breaths here. Bending to the right. Let your left foot find the floor. So let it press into the floor. You might even want to look up at that left hand. Now, inhale, reach the right arm up. Right arm lifts and left, right, left. Good. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bend to the left. So let your left arm come down. The right arm is overhead and the right foot is pressing down. Lengthening that whole right side. Even looking up at the right hand. Take one more breath here. Reach the arms up. Now exhale, bring your hands shoulder height. Let the tops of your shoulders soften. The feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to inhale, exhale, turn to the right. Let your hips face forward. Taking a couple breaths. Can you keep the tops of your shoulders soften? And see how it feels to turn your palms up. Let's get 2 more breaths. Come back to face the front. Take another inhale. And exhale, turn to the left. Let your hips face forward. So the shoulders are softened. Now let your palms turn up. 2 more breaths. Notice how it feels. Good. Let's come around and face the front. Let your arms come down, kind of shake out your arms. Bring your hands to your shoulders and let your elbows come up, back, down, around, forward, up, back, and down. And now let your shoulders go back, up, forward, and down. Shoulders by moving the elbows. Now, once again, let the arms come up and overhead. On the exhale, soften your knees and fold forward. Knees to be soft. Let your head be heavy. Bring your left hand on the outside of your right ankle, and you can get a little bend in your left knee, and now raise that right arm up. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, bring the right hand down. Now we're going to bring the right hand on the outside of the left ankle, bend your right knee just a little bit, and lift the left arm up. And inhale and exhale here, find your breath. 3 more breaths. Good. Bring both of your hands down. And palms come back behind you with your palms up. And then inhale, bring your hands forward into chair pose. And let's take a few breaths in chair pose. Hands are facing each other. Wiggle your right fingers. We're going to inhale, exhale, let the right hand come down. Follow it with your eyes. It'll come back behind you. And inhale, let that right hand come back up. Wiggle your left fingers. Exhale, let the left hand come down behind you. Inhale, bring it back up. Let's do that again. Big inhale. Exhale as the right hand comes down and behind you. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale as the left hand comes down. Inhale, bring it back up. Come all the way up to standing. Let's take a wide stance. We're going to let the right toes turn to the short end of your mat. And let's bend that right knee. Arms are shoulder height, coming right into warrior 2. Your palms are down, your fingers are spread. Feel like your legs could come together underneath you. Tops of your shoulders are soft. Inhale and exhale. If you could feel that breath moving inside. We're going to add a little movement here. So we're going to inhale, and on your exhale, bring the left hand around and swivel on that left foot. Inhale, left arm and foot come back. Exhale, up on the left toes, swivel around and bring the left hand towards the right. Exhale back. Let's try that one more time. Right, let's stand, let your right toes point forward and let your hips go side to side. One knee and then the other knee. Let your shoulders come along for the ride. Let your shoulders become a little more active. We've got the left shoulder and the right knee, the right shoulder and the left knee. Let's do that 2 more times. Good. Now let's stand, wide stance, and let your left toes turn out to the short end of the mat. Bend that left knee, arms are shoulder height, palms are down, feeling like your legs could come together underneath you. Look over your left fingertips. Find the stillness and strength in the pose. Find your breath in the pose. Now, add the arm movement. So we're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to bring the right hand around, swivel on that right foot. Back. Exhale. Around. Coming back. One last time. Let's once again bend the right knee, left elbow, left shoulder, left knee, right elbow and shoulder. So we come Bringing shoulder, the elbow across as we're bending the knees. Right. And then step your feet together. We're going to make our way down to the floor. So inhale your arms up and overhead. And exhale. Let your knees soften and fold as you bring your hands close to your mat. And inhale, come halfway up. And now this time, come all the way down. And come to sitting so that your knees are bent and your feet are going to the right. Right to sit nice and tall. Soften your shoulders again. Let your left hand come out to the left. And your right hand is going to come to the left knee. And let yourself take a turn to the left. Let your hands now come down to your mat and start to walk forward. You can come down to your forearms. You might need to make an adjustment in your legs. Feel free to straighten your legs a little bit. You've still got the rotation. Let your right hand come down to your mat. Walk yourself back up to sitting, still with your knees bent and your feet to the right. And now, sitting nice and tall, and let your chin turn to the right. So you're looking over your right shoulder. As your shoulders are turning to the left. See if you can open across your collarbones. Feel the breath. Inhale expands. The exhale softens. One more breath. Face the front. Bring your hands behind you. Let your knees lift and come over to the other way. So now you're sitting, your knees are bent, and your feet are going to the left. Bring your hands around to your right side, outside of your right thigh. Walk your hands a little bit forward till you can let your forearms come down. Take a breath. Take several breaths here. Feel the inhale and the exhale. We're letting go. Now let your left hand come down under your nose, press down, and then your right, and walk your hands back up. Good. So now we're going to let the right hand be outside your right hip. Left hand come to your right knee, and we're taking that turn to the right. Let your chin rotate to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Feel the breath inside. Opening across your chest, across your shoulder, across your collarbones. So the shoulders are softening. Let's take one more breath. Now, bring your knees up. You could circle under your knees, circle your hands under your knees, fold over your legs, let your head be heavy. And when you're ready, take yourself to lying down on your mat. Come all the way down, lying down on your mat. Oh, and once you get there, Take a pause. How does your breath feel? Here's you lying on your back. Feel your breath on your back, beneath you. You feel your body start to give into gravity. Softening is happening. Now let's bring the right arm overhead. Point your right toes to the ceiling, and then reach through the right sole of the right foot and the right arm behind you, and just reach, lengthen that right side as the left side just kind of hangs out. Good. Let's take one more breath here. Bring the right arm down. Now we're going to stretch the left side. So point your left toes to the ceiling, reach the left arm back, reach through the sole of that left foot, and just lengthen the left side as the right side. Just stays nice and calm. Your left arm down. Bend your knees and bring both your knees to your chest. And just let yourself roll back and forth, side to side. Ooh, maybe make some big circles with your knees. And if you're making circles, go in the other direction now. Let your feet come to the floor with your knees bent. We're going to take a couple rounds of bridge pose. And we're going to use one arm at a time to reach one arm back overhead. So on your inhale, you're going to roll your hips up, roll your spine up, and reach your right arm back. Look over your left shoulder. And then exhale, roll down. Good. Now you're going to roll the hips on the inhale, reach the left arm back, look over your right shoulder. And exhale, roll down. Let's do that again. So inhale, lifting your hips, lifting your right arm. Exhale down. Inhale, lift the hips, left arm. Exhale down. Now, might want to walk your feet back a little bit more if you can. We're going to keep both the arms down. We're going to lift the hips, and we're going to hold the hips up for a couple breaths. You might want to interlace your fingers underneath you when your hips are lifted, or bring your hands under your lower back. So let's give it a try. So on your inhale, you're going to lift your hips, and you can interlace your fingers if that feels good, or you can bring your hands to your buttocks. Opening across the front of the body. Strengthening the back. Strengthening your legs. Good. Let's take one more breath. Exhale, lower down. Good. And then bring your knees in. Side to side. Now, let your feet come to the floor. And let your knees go out to the sides and the soles of the feet come together. Good. Arms out by your sides. Let's take a couple breaths here. Letting your body soften. Focus in. Notice how you feel. Three more breaths here. Now take your hands, bring your hands on the outside of your thighs. Let your hands help your knees come back up. because you could overstretch those inner thighs. We don't want you to overstretch and then come into any injuries at all. Now, let your right knee come in and hug your arms, hug your fingers around your right lower leg, hugging that leg in. And now let your right ankle cross right above the left knee. Take your right hand and kind of massage that right thigh a little bit. Now, we're going to lift that left foot off the floor and interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. So that right hand is going to go right to that window. And meet the left hand. Interlace your fingers. This is the number 4 position. Now you can straighten that left leg a little bit if that feels good. Flex your right foot. Feel a sensation in your right hip, inner thigh. And don't go into discomfort. See if you can exhale. Bring your breath where the sensation is. The tightness go away. Take one more breath. Let your left foot come back to the mat. And now your right foot is going to come down to the mat. And let your knees go side to side. Now let your knees point face up. Bring your left leg into your chest, so the left thigh is hugging into your torso, your left ribs. Give it a big hug. Your hands can interlace on that lower left leg. And then let your left ankle cross right above the right knee. And let your left hand kind of massage that left thigh. The times. Give it a little attention. You can stay right here if you like. Or you can lift your right foot off the floor and interlace your hands behind that. Take it to where it feels beneficial to you. You feel some sensation in that left hip. Do not go into pain. You feel a sensation. Stop right there. And breathe. And go of that tension. We store in our hips. Store in the lower back. Letting it go. Let's take 2 more breaths. Good. Now let your right foot come back to the mat. Let your left foot come back to the mat. Let your knees go side to side. Now the knees are facing up. Step your feet mat width apart. The knees are still bent. And now let your knees come together. So your knees are touching and supporting each other. Friends by your side. Let's take a couple breaths right here. Feeling your body soften. Feeling everything ready to take rest. Take 2 more breaths. And it's time for final relaxation. So now straighten your legs and let your legs be mat width apart. Let your arms come by your sides with the palms up. and I will guide you through a relaxation. So let all the parts of your body that are supported by your mat, supported by the floor, feel that support. Begin to soften your head, shoulders, lower back, legs, your heels. Those areas softening, responding to gravity. To take rest. Yes. Up to the crown of your head and over between your eyes, drawing a line to your nose, your lips, your jaw. Let all those areas soften. Jaw, soft. Areas around your lips that you use to smile. Those muscles soft. And your awareness to your chest, to your upper back, and notice your right shoulder, upper arm and elbow, lower right arm, wrist, and hand. Let that whole right arm soft, heavy. Take rest. Your awareness to your left shoulder and upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist, left hand, left arm. Feel heavy and soft. Take rest. Bring your awareness, your mid back into your lower back. Right hip, thigh, knee, right leg, ankle, and foot. Right leg. Heavy, soft. Awareness to your left hip, thigh, knee, and your lower left leg, ankle, and foot. Leg. Soft. Take rest. So notice if there's any place in your body that's still holding on to tension. Can you bring your awareness there, your breath there, encourage it to soften, let go. Give yourself permission to let go of everything. Rest the next few minutes, everything goes. And bring your awareness back to your breath. Expansion of the inhale, letting go of the exhale. Some movement in your fingers and your toes. Let your head slowly turn to the right and to the left. Reach your arms overhead. You can inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Let's do that again. So inhale through your nose and exhale. And then take your time, come back up to a sitting position so you can roll on one side or the other. Bring yourself back up to sitting. And bring your palms together in front of your heart. And now we want to separate the palms and just let your fingertips be together. Inhale, with the fingertips touching, and exhale, bring your palms together. Inhale, fingertips touch. Exhale, palms together. Let's do that one more time. So inhale. Exhale. Spirit in me honors the spirit in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for yoga. I hope you have a good rest of your day, rest of your week, and that the tools of yoga can help you enhance your own health and well-being to get through challenging times and good times as well. Thank you.